Alright guys, so let's finally talk about Death Stranding 2 on the beach. First off, we gotta talk about the visuals here. It's very clear to me that Kojima and the team over at Kojima Productions has really taken the Decima engine and stepped it up a few notches. I don't even think they fully utilize this engine in my opinion. This game looks peak. It looks like something that you would see in Unreal Engine 5. We have all like the cool looking shadows. I swear there was like nanite when it came to the geometry of the world, but obviously because it's not in that engine, they're using something in Decima, and the environments look incredible, from the mountains to the snow to the way the snow interacts with Sam's like footprints to the character models. I think they look like those look better. To characters like Higgs, he looks phenomenal in this game. There's some new enemy types that look great. Even the vehicles look a little bit shiny. The water it just looks like an all-around much better game visually. It performs very well. I played it on the base PS5 in quality mode and it ran pretty smoothly. I didn't really notice any hiccups. I hopped over to performance mode as well to see what that was like, and I again didn't see any true hiccups. I honestly didn't even notice much of a drop in visual fidelity. I almost thought I was going to have to get a PS5 Pro to enjoy this, but turns out it runs pretty great on the base PS5. As far as gameplay goes, it's pretty much the same thing here with a few add-ons. Obviously, the combat in this game is more fine-tuned. It's a little bit more versatile. You're doing a lot more. You have more ways to take on the enemies you're fighting. Like, even the melee combat seems like they stepped that up quite a bit. Maybe it was something that was in the director's cut. I didn't actually finish that, so I'm not sure. The enemy types have changed. I mean, there's the regular BTs and the mules, but you also have other factions as well that you have to interact with. For example, there's the seekers, which are like the regular BTs, but they can see you, so you have to be a little bit more stealthy about how you get around them. But as far as like the regular enemies in the game, stealth is no longer so important in this game. That's still there, but because combat is a little bit more fine-tuned, you're able to go in and just start shooting people, pull off some melee attacks. I mean, depending on what exosuit you got on, you're pretty much a tank. Nothing really felt too difficult. You know, delivering the packages, that's the same. That's why I'm not talking too much about it. Everybody kind of knows how that works. There's a few more tools as to how you're going to do that. There's like a new way to zip line around. I mean, it's the same basic concept, but I guess they've improved it, so now you can actually change the direction of it, so you can like move around things as you're zip lining, which I think is pretty cool. Connecting ladders seems pretty dope. But you still get the same exosuits, and you get the tricycle and the off-road cycle vehicle. Yeah, overall, it's way better than the first game. I think people are really going to enjoy it. Story-wise, it's good. I like it. Definitely a step up. And compared to the first one, in my opinion, it feels a little bit more cohesive and tends to make a little bit more sense. There are quite a few like twists and turns in this, and there's some big moments very early on in the game that are going to have players kind of like taken back, in my opinion. It was really cool seeing a lot of the returning characters from the first game, like Higgs and Fragile, and even getting to meet some new characters, like characters we've seen in the trailer, like Rainy and Tomorrow and Tarman. They're all really interesting characters, and they really help to carry the story in interesting ways. And I won't say too much about it because I think it's, as much as you want to call it a walking sim, I think the story is pretty important here, and I think it needs to be experienced for you to really understand what's going on. But there's a lot of really cool moments. So overall, Death Stranding 2 on the beach is a definite improvement over the first game visually. This game looks like it's an Unreal Engine 5 game. It looks absolutely incredible, from the shadows to the level of detail to the draw distance to the character models to the particle effects. Everything just is definitely a huge step up from the first game, and Kojima and his team definitely seem like they know what they're doing with this engine. Gameplay wise, it's more of the same. They're delivering packages. There's a couple new tools to get around the environment, as far as like having the rail system, so now you can kind of like, if you can build it, you can use it to move from one location to the other. It might be exclusive to the mine. I didn't really get into that too much, but it was a cool addition. Obviously you can build roads, which is another cool feature. Combat's much better this time around. You're not really having to focus so much on being stealthy. There's different factions you have to worry about this time around with different armors. Some of them have more armor, some of them are just mules, different PTs. Story wise, I think it's great. Honestly, there was a lot of cool beats in the story, a lot of cool twists and turns, different environments that it would take you to, different biomes that you would have to go to experience different things. Some of the characters you meet are freaking interesting as hell. Like, Kojima knows how to make cinema. Like, that's what I'm gonna call it. This is like an interactive movie is the best way to describe this game. So if you're somebody who really enjoyed Death Stranding 1, I think you should check this out. I think you're gonna enjoy it. I think it takes everything that game has that you really loved and steps it up a few notches. If you're somebody that didn't like it, I don't know if this is going to do it for you. I mean, you might have to play it on easy mode and just kind of run through the story to experience it, because the story itself is phenomenal. It's just you might not like the gameplay of it. But I personally loved it. Definitely worth checking out. Let me know what you guys think. Peace.